Okay fam, so as you can see, Wat Mahathat Temple, the ancient city, ancient ruins, and look at the year they're from, 1374. So wow, these are really going back in time, guys. And what a beautiful, beautiful place. Very peaceful, but very hot. Geez, I'm dying here, guys. And the thing is, if you're wondering why we're wearing like a t-shirt and jeans or whatever, I'm not wearing jeans though, but you have to be very respectful when you're going to these temples. So you need to be dressed properly, and so it's about respect. The only problem with that is you die because of the heat. But again, guys, check it out behind me. Anyway, moving on to the next lot of temples. Let's see how we go. Hopefully I don't melt by the time we get there. Wow. What a beautiful country. Alright guys, so we're at Ayutthaya, which is the ancient capital of Thailand. So it's a bit of a trip to get down here, but which was great. But as you can see, all around us, these are all ancient ruins. And it's a beautiful spot. Just got here, but there's quite a lot of different temples to see. But we're going to walk around and we'll try and show you around as many as possible. But this is Ayutthaya, ancient capital of Thailand. And this temple, I'll give you the name of it when we're walking around, and a little bit of history about it as well. It's built from around 1300s, so very old, and due to wars this was knocked down and things like that. But anyway, we'll give you some more intro and information about that as well. And as you can see, beautiful little spot, about 1 hour outside of Bangkok. Okay, so this is the Wat Mahathat Temple. As you can see, all the ruins there behind us. And from 1367, apparently this was originally built. 1367, and then there were wars between the Burmese, which is Myanmar now, which is just around the other side, and this was in the ancient capital, and the Burmese basically burnt this down. Well, almost burnt it down completely, so it's not, that's why it's not fully standing. But as you can see when we pop out here, look at that, beautiful. Still some columns standing up here, but it is a beautiful spot, and there's a lot of different temples. So this is one of them. I don't know if we'll get to all of them, but they're all really right next to each other. So this place was a huge area of the ancient capital where there was all temples all over the place. So as you can see, all ruins here, but good thing is it gives you a lot of information. So from 1367, when it was originally built, and then it was rebuilt after certain wars and things like that. But wow, beautiful spot. Look at this. So you really feel like you're in history down here. And of course you've got some of the old spires there. And in in Thai, what is it called again? Wat Mahathat. Wat Mahathat. Wat basically means temple in their language. So everything is called Wat, W-A-T. Yeah. But like I said, beautiful spot. So anyway, we'll keep filming, keep doing some different ones. We'll try. Yeah. Wow, there's just so much to see. It's hard to sort of work out what to actually focus on, but we'll try and do as many temples as possible here today. But like I said, only about an hour outside of Bangkok, but 2.5 hours from where Pattaya is, where we're staying. But again, something different, and a bit of history as well, a bit of Thai history. And it used to be called Siam years ago, so I've heard that before, but didn't realise that was Thailand's original name. So Siam, if you've heard it before, is Thailand. So this was the ancient capital. And as you can see, guys, at the temples, when they were attacked years ago, they cut all the heads off. So that was, I suppose, part of the thing they did when one country attacked another country, or one people attacked another people. Cut all the heads off, which was supposedly their way of saying that they're now in charge. That's what the Burmese did when they came. But as you can see, the old ruins remind you a bit of the, almost look like the Mexican Mayan sort of ruins. So it shows you there's some sort of connection between all these places, and beautiful old Buddha. At least that one's still standing. The head's still there, which is nice. So that looks beautiful with the head still sitting there. And like you say, just looking at the ruins, you feel like you've been stepped back in time a long time ago. But it reminds me a lot of the Mayan ruins. So like I said, there must be some sort of connection between the Mayans and these people, because even the things are built in a similar fashion. Again, guys, beautiful. Very hot though, very hot. So I try to do the best in this heat. Okay, now this part of the temple here, the famous bit, isn't that person there, but it's actually what you see just behind there, which is the Buddha head that is growing in the tree. So basically what it is, that Buddha head was on the floor, and it's basically, the tree's grown over the top of it, but the Buddha head stayed there, which is why this is a popular spot for people to take their pictures. So it's a bit of a phenomenon, as I would say, that the Buddha head just happened to grow right in the roots of that tree. And it looks like the head's actually peeking out from there. Very interesting. Okay. Alright guys, so we just left one temple across the road that we were just at. Now we're at Wat Ra Burana. And that's where we're going in there, and that looks awesome. So follow me, and we'll go all the way through. But just the entrance alone is awesome. And this one we can actually go up the stairs, so we'll be checking that out. But look at this. Again from the 1300s. Wow. And that's what's in front of you. And that's what you got to see when you come through. Beautiful. Fantastic. So we'll go up to the stairs and we'll do a few videos there, and then we're going to head to another two ancient temples on the other side as well. Alright, just to give you a perspective of how tall and how big this thing is, well, there you go. Like I said, just like those Mayan ruins. Very, very similar. Wow. But it is a very warm day, so bring your water when you come down here, because it is very warm. Alright guys, so I'm filming on two devices here, but look what's coming behind me. Oh, I better step out of the way. This thing is huge. Wow. Wow. That is amazing, just walking down the street on the footpath. Okay guys, now we're at another of the temples, Wat Phra Sisapet, and basically again around the same time frame, the 1300s. But look at this mixture of Roman ruins, Mayan ruins, well I suppose the Asian ruins. So come with me and we'll have a look. A bit further down you've got the three spirals down here, which are beautiful. But again, they got rid of most of these in those wars that they had years ago, but there's still enough outstanding here so you see what it would have been like. And we've got a big temple next door where you can hear the chanting going on there as well. Up to this temple, but it's beautiful. And all these temples, guys, they're really close to each other, so literally walking distance. So you can imagine, like I said earlier, years ago, this would have been a huge city, and all these temples would have been the focal point of the city. And look at that. So these would have been the focal points of their cities. And again, all these statues, you can see there, Buddhas, their heads being cut off when they had their war with the Burmese. That's what happened. But what you can imagine, especially when you're walking around, you just go from temple to temple, huge amount of grounds that they're on. So, and they're all on the same sort of big grounds there. So, I mean, I don't know how big the area is. I'll put all the details down below. But it will give you an idea that this place was huge, and this is why it's the ancient capital, because this was just enormous. When you look at all the temples put together, and that's what it was. So, beautiful spot. But you've got it. It's a definite must-see if you come to Thailand. Not far from Bangkok. It's not near the water, so it is inland. But again, beautiful. Look at that. So we'll keep walking around, guys, and check the Instagram as well, the Instagram feed. There's a lot of stuff on there as well. And look at the things down here too. They've got some of the columns that are still standing there. And the other, you can see some of the tops of the other temples around the back there as well, so it's amazing. You just picture in your head what it used to look like before the wars and everything happened. And most of it got burnt down, but what is standing shows you that it would have been really, really nice. Anyway, guys, this is it. Beautiful. Alright, guys, and just in the ruins itself, as you can see, a lot of it's knocked down, but you can still picture in your mind what it did look like when it was all together. And as we come around this way, some beautiful old look there. And obviously they all have that same style. They got that sort of spiral, which I'll put as much information as I can underneath to see what it all means, why they built it in that way. But the spirals, like in the Egyptians had the pyramids, the Mayans have that sort of pyramid as well. These are like a pyramid, the spirals, so there's got to be something there about these pyramids and these spirals and why they do it like that. And as you can see up the top up here, again, you've got the spirals going all the way up. And you can see all these little like Buddha statues up here. A lot of the Buddha statues down the bottom there, heads have been cut off as well. But we keep going around here. Then you've got the temple, which is around the back down here. Oh, we'll come through here. And as you can see, I'm in full tourist mode today. Double camera to give you as much content as possible on the Instagram and the YouTube. And there we go. From this end, you really get a scale of what it all looks like as well. Again, guys, when the sun's out like this, it looks beautiful. They maintain the place really well, which is really good. And it doesn't cost that much to get into these places, guys. For Thai people, it's only 10 baht. And for non-Thais or foreigners, it's 50 baht. So it's not that expensive. 50 baht in Australian dollars is what? Just over $2. To actually come into a place like this. This is basically a living museum, you know, and it's out in the open. So you can't really beat that value-wise. But guys, have a look at this. Beautiful. Beautiful. The last temple we went to, you actually could go in. These have been sealed. So obviously, when I was looking at the information on this, they pulled out a lot of their gold and stuff. So basically inside of these, at the bottom, these are like a tomb. And there was gold, there was jewellery, there were crowns, everything in there. So they pulled a lot of them out. Some of them are in museums in Thailand and in other parts of the world. But like I said, guys, similar to the Egyptians and everything else, they buried the stuff inside this, the jewellery for their kings and all this sort of stuff. Thailand is a kingdom, and it was a kingdom back then as well, so beautiful. And as you can see, a beautiful big temple, modern temple around this way as well. So there you go, guys. Beautiful area. Make sure you come and visit. Ancient capital of Thailand. All right, fam, so what you also find down here, which I didn't realise, as well as all the ancient city ruins and everything else, you've also got the free entry ones. So there's ones which are just on the street like this, which are free entry, and I'm literally standing amid some ruins here. And I haven't got the name of this one, but I'll pop it up on the info below. But I don't know if you can tell, so this is basically the lying down Buddha, so it's pretty famous. And apparently previously or beforehand it had the gold lining all the way out on top of it. That's all, most of it's come off now. But it is huge, so I'll get closer to it so you can get an idea of just how big it is. But yeah, so this is an actual Buddha lying down. And from an angle I'll try and walk away from it as well so you can see, but I'm trying to see if you can notice here that this was all gold previously, so it's all peeled off, so it's coming off a little bit. But if you actually look at it, it's actually huge. I'm walking all the way from one end to the other. And again, if you look properly, it's all ruins down here as well. A lot of tourists. And again, it's still walking distance from all the other ones. There's a little river that goes in between this and the other ones on the side there, but beautiful. That's the head just there behind me. And it's lying down chilling out, and I wish it was chilly here because it is absolutely boiling. But this Buddha is enjoying her rest. I think this is her, mind you. Wow, and there you go behind me. That's the length of it down there. And again, there's some more ruins down the back there. And I'm just going to try and get down from where I am here so you can see it from a distance and get a better idea of what it looks like from a distance. Don't know if you can see behind me there, but it is, I mean, I can see it pretty clearly there, the face and everything else. But it is a lying down Buddha. And that's a famous one. And again, it doesn't cost you a cent to actually see this one. There you go. That's the head there. And the body chilled out. Another nice little area down here as well. So again, guys, you don't need to pay. There's a few of these as well, a few of the free areas with all the ruins, exactly the same as the other ones. Not as spectacular as the other ones, but still got all the ruins and everything else and some stories of what they're all about too. So if you get a chance, guys, if you don't want to pay to go in, you've got these free ones as well. Okay, guys, as you can see the Buddha there behind me, and we're just here looking at the little place where they worship here, the Buddhists, just in the back. And a bit more information here. So this is called the reclining Buddha, Pra-Buddha Sayat. And again, for respect reasons, you know, you've got to be dressed properly, even though we're out. You don't have to pay to come into this one, but you know, that's the worshippers there doing their little thing. And again, give you some information. So it's 42 meters in length. So like I said, you probably can't tell on the camera there, but it is pretty long, 42 meters in length. And so it is, it's facing west. So yeah, so there's information about why it's actually lying in that direction as well. So there's a lot of background and tradition into how these Buddhas are built and put there. And again, guys, there we go. Free entry on this one.